What's good, y'all? I thought I was settled. I thought I was good to go. Shit, we ready to go, man. Let's get it, man. For real. Let's go. What is good, y'all? It is your man Chris. Whoa. It's your man Chris, aka Apocalypse. You know I am representing the squad when it comes to Out of Bounds Live. What's good, everybody? Hope y'all doing all right, man. I am chilling. We got a mega enormously huge rundown. Okay, got a lot of stuff we want to get into. I'm in the gas chamber, y'all. But got a lot of stuff we want to run into. Gotta go through. I'm sorry. I'm checking out actually TNT pregame. My Lakers.
No, don't smack yourself.
Yeah, don't smack yourself. What up, fool?
Yo.
Oh, what's good?
Hold on, my mic's messed up or something. I can't hear you.
Oh.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's what's up. What's up? Nah, just letting the people know, man. I'm checking out TNT pregame because Lakers got the Celtics tonight. The AD and LeBron already said they're gonna sit this one out.
Both?
You know. Yeah. Well, AD's got that weird
Yes, I
issue.
gonna put this back in the closet then. I was gonna wear it for the live, but
damn. Well, yeah, that hip issue, and he's got an Achilles. LeBron tweaked his ankle. I think it was Saturday night against Golden State or whatever. So they're gonna sit this. I hate it because I hate Boston. See, I am a Laker fan. I grew up in the era of Magic and Bird.
You want to
my
blow
DNA.
You want to blow them out?
Yeah. Plus, the Lakers need a good win, and I went over their road record, bro. The Lakers are 7-17 on the road this season. 7-17 on the road this season. All right, they won game below 500, and so if the season was to end right now, they are in ninth place, and they would be stuck in the play-in. You know what I'm saying? So, we got a big rundown, bro. We talked about a lot over the last week. We're going. It's the Out of Bounds Live extended mix. This is the extended remix. You know what I'm saying? So look, got a little NFL between, say some coaching news, and we have to give our thoughts and views as far as Championship Sunday, for the conference title games, Baltimore, Kansas City, San Fran, Detroit. Got some coaching changes real quick, and then a shitload of hoops between college, NBA. Got a personal interest story. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't know where to start, bro. Like where you want to go, man? Let's go get it.
Let's NFL. Let's get the NFL out the way. It's not going to be long. It's going to be short and sweet.
I mean,
I'm talking about mine's going to be short.
Yeah. Do your thing. Go get it.
I first of all, I want to touch base on. I want to start off. I didn't really watch that Detroit and 49ers game, but I want to start off with Kansas City and Baltimore.
Okay, go get it. Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Right.
I love him. He played for hometown Louisville, got Heisman.
Right.
Had a good run. But there's two things that I got to say about Lamar.
What's that?
If you take his speed away, he wouldn't be a good quarterback.
Okay, that's fair.
And I ain't knocking the guy, man. I like his arm, but I don't know if I like his accuracy all the way. I like that he can put the ball on the ground, run. I like all that about him. But as I take that running game away, I'm thinking like to myself, will Lamar be Lamar without his legs? And something about that light-skinned motherfucker, Pat Mahomes. He's a fucking man. He's different.
Right.
He's humble. I like his attitude. I like how he talked to his players and shit like that. You know, I hate Kansas City, but I can't hate on your boy. He's real. He's elevated. He's been in, what was the stat? He's been in the league 5 years.
Yeah, it was
He's
5,
been to the
6 years.
playoff 4 times.
Yeah. And then you're talking what, 5 straight conference title appearances, 3 trips to the Super Bowl, 2 wins.
That ain't easy, bro.
Yeah,
and I can hate on him all I want, but
right.
He's a good quarterback.
Well, okay. Okay. So as far as talking about the game, and then let's talk about Lamar, like you said. All right. Passing numbers as far as this season, career highs. I believe in total yardage and completion percentages. I believe he's had a higher passing touchdown season than this one because I think he only threw 20 this year. Okay, we had close to 4,000 yards. I'm probably a point or two, a percentage or two off, but I mean close to 65% completion percentage. Probably his highest as far as a pro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't disagree with you, man. When you talk about, okay, so what makes Lamar special? It is his legs. And that's whether it's a design run,
right?
When you talk about RPO option, or 2, running to scramble and keeping the play alive, still making the throw downfield, or when he just takes off and run. I found it troubling that Baltimore was the number 1 rushing team in the league, and yet against Kansas City's defense, 6 times they rushed the ball total. I can't put that on Lamar. That's game planning. I got to put that on coaching. Okay. What I will put on Lamar in regards to the game, your piece, bro.
No, I see it.
Okay. Well, I will say about Lamar in regards to the game. Now, that was a shitty game plan. I don't know. Well, technically, I do know. All I got to do is look their names up as far as offensive coordinator. But that was a stupid game plan. Okay.
Right.
What I will put on Lamar, he's been in the league long enough. Okay. He's seen enough defenses. And there were times he still tried to hang in the pocket and try to complete a throw, and there's ample opportunity to take off and run. Okay. Whether it's a scramble for a throw or preferably just take off and run and get some yardage. He did have a big run. I think that was on a touchdown drive in the first quarter. But other than that, we didn't see Lamar. I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. We didn't see Lamar.
We didn't, bro.
Go ahead, my bad.
We seen Todd Monken. Todd Monken. We didn't see Lamar.
That's his name, Todd Monken. Yeah, they OC. Yeah, they OC Todd Monken.
Yeah. So
I don't know why they were so pressed on. Because if you're Lamar all year, This is part of what got you here as a team. You need to continue to let Lamar be Lamar. You're at home. You are the number 1 seed. You have the top defense in the league. You finally had the Super Bowl champs in your house. You know what I'm saying? So here's an opportunity to dethrone them.
Right.
Ascend yourself. Plus, I didn't know until right before the game. This was the first time Baltimore actually hosted the AFC title game. I know. I was like, are you sure? They got 2 Super Bowl rings. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So everything was lined up similar to the situation week before with my Bills. Okay. Everything is lined up, okay, for Baltimore to take that next step. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say Lamar's the reason they lost the game. I'm pointing out what I didn't see from Lamar and what I'm used to seeing from Lamar.
I'm not saying it was his fault either. That's exactly you cleared it up for him. It's not his fault, but if he didn't play like he wanted it more than them.
Right. Now, flip side of that coin, there were opportunities Baltimore blew. Zay Flowers with the taunting penalty. Whether you agree with the penalty or not, that's a whole nother argument. When you talk about championship game situation and being aware of game situations, that was done. And of course, the fumble.
Refuge.
Yeah, that's the referee.
As a player, you know what refs be on. You know Kansas City's loved. It ain't about them. They're loved, and you do taunting in an important game. Like save
I
that shit.
mean, go ahead.
Save that shit for when you win.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
win first.
yeah. Well, but the fumble at the goal line, as far as Zay Flowers, you know, when you talk about his two major mistakes,
Yeah.
okay, and I watched it again, you know, like the replay, and I kept looking at the angle, and yeah, there's that Chiefs DB. He does get his hand in there. My thing is this, you know, particularly everyone know, just like when you brought up players in the league long enough, you know how refs are. Same with red zone situations, and red zone situations is where you absolutely positively have to protect the ball. Let's just look at last week, even in the Buffalo loss. Okay, there was an opportunity for them because they called the fumble, which led to a touchback against Kansas City. You see what I'm saying? Taking away a scoring opportunity from Kansas City. Same thing here. When you're talking about a fumble on the goal line and Zay Flowers, and that Chiefs DB be able to stick his hands in there and punch that thing out. Ball security. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes is different. These are just the facts. I mean, him and Kelsey and Taylor Swift and them being the media mogul machine for the NFL is one thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother rail. On the field, we can't deny what this dude's doing. 5 straight conference title game appearance.
And you can't take that away from Travis. I mean, okay, like I ran about every week, man. I'm sick of the NFL.
Right.
This February 12th.
Right. No, the
They
11th.
better not hold my man Usher on his music tip for this motherfucking Swift girl. I ain't gonna bust out.
Every chance they get, they
show her on camera. I mean, we don't even get to see the sideline anymore. They go straight to Taylor Swift. Straight to her.
I'm saying with us shouting out Usher and his Super Bowl halftime performance, every chance that they get, they're gonna cut to her and her little groupies, you know, because they're gonna be trying to dance and bop. Because I mean, it's Usher. Like you talking about what 20 years of hits this nigga's got.
and on top of that, it's gonna be to the point to where, like okay, as soon as I click on my Facebook, it says, guess what? Taylor Swift is going to be able to attend the Super Bowl. Here's her plane and how she's going to get here and what time.
The whole itinerary, her security detail.
Myself, like, who cares? Like, now they're talking about this not Kansas City anymore. It's the Swifties.
Yeah.
So the real KD, if you tuned in, you a fucking Swiftie, like it or not. You are Swiftie.
You got sucked in.
But
I'm in the gas chamber.
Bounds Live, man. It's the only live you'll see where we
hey, that's the new hashtag, bro. Gas chamber.
Flat
out.
Chamber.
Gas chamber. But like I said, man, I mean, and I feel you on all that. We gonna get into more leaning into the NFL and Taylor Swift and her BS. We're gonna say some of that for next week as far as Super Bowl preview. You know what I'm saying? Now, flip side, real quick for the NFC. I know you say you didn't really get to watch Lions, Detroit. That was a hell of a game, man. It was a hell of a game. The way Detroit came out, they pounded San Fran for like 145 yards on the ground. Okay, and then they pulled a Baltimore and failed to run the ball in the second half. Dan Campbell's fourth down decisions, I feel, helped cost the game because there were 2 situations where if he kicks the field goal and they make it, it's still a 2-score game. Okay, it's still a 2-score game. I don't know if that's just coaching pains when you're talking about a new guy. I mean, this is his 3rd year. Detroit has sucked forever. They were a hell of a story. Maybe the moment got a little too big for him coaching-wise. I don't know. But, you know what I'm saying, the other end of that spectrum, man, I got to give props where props is due because San Fran winning the game. You're down 24-7. Brock Purdy in the second half, dude. This motherfucker was like 11 or 15 for like $150.
Yeah.
I mean, locked in. locked in, like locked in. Made some key throws. He used his legs. He's definitely not Lamar Jackson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He used his legs between keeping plays alive on the scramble and finding the throw, or tucking it and actually running for positive yardage. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he's not Lamar Jackson, but yet still, hey, kudos to San Fran. So that's your Super Bowl matchup. Y'all know what it is. KC and the Niners. All right, going down in Vegas. Shout out to my Vegas people. Bruh, out of bounds live in Vegas for the Super Bowl. How stupid would that have been?
Man.
Like, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. We're going to wrap up NFL real quick, dog. Look, it's a couple of coaching things real quick I want to throw out there. This is hilarious. So, Dallas's former offensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, takes the Washington Commodores job. Dallas then, in turn, is actually interviewing Washington's former head coach, Ron Rivera, for the defensive coordinator job to replace Dan Quinn. And I always find it weird when teams within the same division have coaching swaps and shit, or player trades or whatever. I don't really think Dan Campbell's gonna make a difference initially. You know what I'm saying? This is the guy. Everybody's talking about how Dallas's defense was heralded this year, yet they blew it when it counted, giving up 48 points to Green Bay. This is the same Dan Quinn who was the defensive coordinator on Atlanta Falcons when they gave up a 23 lead against Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl that year. And with Washington having a new owner, I understand you're trying to create some juice with the fan base and get them excited. It's just Dan Campbell, you're going to hire the guy that can't keep a lead for shit as a defensive coordinator as your head coach. You know what I'm saying? You see Harbaugh took the Chargers job?
Yeah. I seen that. That was a good one.
AFC title game next year. Mark it down. San Diego and Baltimore. We're going to see brother versus brother again. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. That's going to be crazy. I know what you really want. What you want? How about a human interest story? We got a couple of good ones before we get into this NBA/college basketball. You know what I'm saying? What you want, man? You want some Rondo? You want some NIL drama? What you want? I got you covered.
I'm gonna tap on Rondo because I didn't get to view my notes and study on that damn
That's
NIL.
good. That's good.
But Rondo, okay, being from Louisville, you've been here your whole life. You know, you went up there with them white folks in Lexington too. But I'm gonna say this: everybody knows you don't go through Indiana with a blunt fired up and a gun, and let alone going over the speed limit at least 40 miles.
Right.
Well, I work over there. The speed limit is 55 until you get out. It turns into 70. But
yeah,
he was going 100, and with no tags
right.
on his car, with his son in the car with a gun and a blunt and some gummies.
You know what?
In Indiana, Jackson County. What? We're in the who's man? And he looked rough when they showed his picture.
Did he look bad? I haven't seen the mugshot.
Yeah, he looks.
Does anybody ever look good in a mugshot?
No, but this just don't. This nigga look like he been smoking for every day since he.
He just looked bad. Like he really hasn't been taking care of himself.
No, his hair, his beady, all types of shit, man.
Okay, you know what's funny about all that, man? The nigga's in a Tesla.
That's what he got pulled over in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, isn't there still like a waiting list for like you can't just like go take a Tesla off the showroom for, right? Don't you gotta like order the motherfucker and be on a waiting list and
yeah, you don't hear about too many used Teslas. You can't buy no. I don't think you can buy a used Tesla, but I don't think
that's what. That's what I'm saying. You know, so it would seem he still got some NBA money and should be able to take care of himself.
Well, they said he's starting to keep Rondo back up. So.
Well, I mean, it's funny because, like I told you before, man. So Rondo and we bring up the gun issue again because Rondo has a pending domestic violence case, all right, against the mother of his child. And part of his protection order is he is banned from possessing, carrying, being around a firearm. You know what I'm saying? While this case is pending, he's well aware of that. I'm sure his lawyer bitch slapped him with it 1,000 times before they left the courtroom that day. Okay? So the irony that, which, quick side note, you get in an argument with your chick and y'all yang, that's one thing. Pulling out a gun on a chick, I mean, I personally think that's just some punk ass shit. So that's what his domestic violence beef's about. So you already got a domestic violence beef. You can't be around or possess a firearm, and then you get caught speeding, like my man Ant pointed out, and you from the Ville, the last place you want to get locked up, Indiana, you know, with some weed, gummies, and a gun, and you got your kid with you. Bro, you know, CPS had to show up, all kind of crazy shit.
Yeah, they said they took him until somebody came and got him.
Yeah. You know, and so not just more legal trouble you in, okay, you know, the bullshit now dealing with CPS, okay, your son, more importantly, having to witness all that, which, okay, now I'm getting conflicting reports. Now, you brought up the 100 miles an hour. I realized that report wasn't put out till like Tuesday or Wednesday, because this happened Sunday. Initially, it was stated that a driver reported him, quote unquote, driving erratically.
Yeah.
Which
that's what they're saying.
You know, which, you know, when I think about old backwoods white people in Indiana and mad that they seeing a nigga driving a Tesla, you know, driving erratically is, you know, he was bumping his music and had some weeds and had some weed blowing. Because it went from that magically to him being clocked in at over 100. Yeah.
I mean, but who calls the?
But I'm saying real quick, there's no report of an actual police chase. If somebody's reporting him doing 100, right? He's so many miles ahead of that call. They're gonna have to chase him. Okay, so it's conflicting reports, but my bad. Go get it.
Who would call in to? Okay, he was going through Jackson County. So if you dial 911, you're going to get connected to Jackson County Sheriff, not Indiana State Police.
Right.
So my guess is a trooper caught him driving erratically, and he's just basically, that's how he got caught. I mean, there ain't nobody called in for him.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't buy the whole driver reported him driving erratically. You know, concerned citizen ass vigilante motherfucker. Like I don't really buy that. I don't buy that. I'm more likely to buy the whole speeding thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy because, you know, when you talk about Rondo, a long career in the NBA, you know what he did in UK, long career in the NBA, been an upstanding guy in the community for the most part. You know, see, because I think the domestic violence beef, I think that's from 22, and that case is still pending. But and whether you're a fan of him or not, man, just me personally, I get tired of seeing brothers get in situations like this. Just flat out. You know, I flat out do. You know what I'm saying? And you think about just a few weeks back and all the dust up and the way they conveniently brushed that whole Josh Giddey underage girl sex scandal under the rug. And granted, you know, he was, you know, saying authorities said that there was no cause to file charges and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, as a black man, I get tired of seeing high profile brothers, you know what I'm saying? Especially with these gun charges, dog. What is really good with that, man? You got that shit, you know, John Moran and his issues last year, you know what I'm saying? What is really good with brothers in the public spotlight? Like, for real, what's really good with them, man?
Why does he even need a gun?
Yeah, like,
Rondo okay, got beef?
With who?
That's what I'm saying, with who?
You ain't out here trapping. I think it's a lot of these dudes. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I think a lot of these dudes get these guns, and whether you famous or not, we just using somebody like Rondo or Ja as an example. All right, I think a lot of these dudes get these guns, man, because they some scary ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They some scary ass motherfuckers. Like if you're not really a street cat like that, who the fuck you beefing with where you feel the need you gotta be chopped up all day? Okay, fine. You young and rich, you gotta worry about motherfuckers snatching your chains in the club and all that. I get all that. There's this thing called security. You can hire them. They do all that for you.
I wonder why he's down here, man. Rondo,
Well, I mean, what Dallas was his last
he should
NBA
be hanging
gig.
out with Bron and them, man.
Uh, I don't know. Like I told you earlier, if I had to guess, it's probably got to do with the fact with him not being in the league, and maybe he just wants to be around his kid more. You know, I
Yeah.
don't, I don't know, but I just hate seeing somebody like him in a situation like this. You know what I'm saying? All based on stupidity. Like all this could have been avoided. You know what I'm saying? All of it's could have been avoided, man. But he obviously, motherfucker like that ain't really thinking shit through, man. But anyway, hi, bro. You ready for some big, really big news? Some really big shit?
Yeah.
I told you I seen this on the ticker uh Tuesday. So your favorite sports governing body, the NCAA, is at it again. All right. So long story short, because it was a lot to read through, and I had to sift through a lot of shit and breaking this down. So long story short, Tennessee is under investigation by the NCAA in regards to. I've been working on this kid's name all day. I'm gonna get it right. Nico, I, I'm a Leva, another island boy.
Yeah.
Okay, and supposedly, some improprieties and tampering in regards to his NIL deal. All right, dude, come to find out, this motherfucker didn't play Holly all last year. Then gets in the Citrus Bowl against Iowa and lights them up, and Tennessee beat them 35-0. I'm like, damn, fuck. So there's a ruckus in regards to because he's a transfer from California. All right, he was initially a 5-star kid recruit from 22. So the thing is, the NCAA wants to investigate Tennessee and this NIL deal concerning this young man. Because, bro, when I told you the math on this shit, okay, we're talking $8 million in NIL money. Okay,
Shit.
surrounding this kid. All right. I got the names of basically the principal players here. So we got Nico Ima Aleva, okay, and his padded $8 million bank account. You got Tom Moss.
Yeah.
He is a top sports attorney and head of what is known as Spire Sports. They are a sports legal conglomerate. He's also the head of the volunteer club because Tennessee, they have the volunteers. The volunteer club is basically their booster organization. And of course, you know what I'm saying, last but not least, NCAA president and one of my favorite assholes of all time, Charles Baker. So the NCAA contends there's basically some dirty NIL dealing with Tennessee and this
Right.
kid. Tennessee just avoided a postseason ban last year because of the investigation. It's several of their programs, but the focus supposedly is football. All right, and recruiting violations. They took losses in scholarships. They had some heavy fines. The only reason they avoided postseason is because the NCAA gave them credit for initializing the investigation internally and then reporting back to the NCAA. All right.
Right.
This 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 thing just won't stop. You know what I'm saying? Uh, had to run this by you, okay, and definitely want to get. Yeah, as a matter of fact, these violations that they were already had been investigated prior and voided last year. Those set of violations happened from 2018 to 2020. They was just got their decision or punishment off
Yeah.
those recruiting violations just last season, 22 season, hence avoiding a postseason ban. So now they got this NIL dust up with this kid, Nico Amamalea, and this $8 million. There it is. I laid it out for you. I know it was a lot to sift through. Now I need you to go get it.
$8 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. For like we talked about, that's more than we said a rookie deal to the NBA.
Yeah, like your rookie deal signing bonus, it's probably not $8 million.
All
As
right,
far as the
damn.
NFL, yeah. When you talking about football, yeah. Yeah. But go ahead, bro.
I mean, to me, it sounds like a bunch of money laundering. That's all.
Is UT money? Is UT laundering money for the cartel? Is that what they're doing? You know, or they're using NIL money? They're using NIL to launder dope money for the cartel.
Don't be surprised you see some what's it called, racketeering charges.
Yeah, Rico, all that shit under Rico, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I got to give you a counterpoint. You know what I'm saying? Now there's people that feel, well, this is retaliatory. All right, this is retaliation because let's be honest, the NCAA was never happy about NIL. They did everything they could to squash it. The Supreme Court said, "Fuck y'all, NCAA. Y'all some self-righteous bastards, and there ain't nothing wrong with these kids getting a little money." Okay, compared to all the money you motherfuckers make, the schools, the ADs, the networks, you know, the conference commission, like everyone's been getting paid off these kids, but the kids. Now the kids finally getting a little money. Okay,
and it's a problem. Ain't nobody investigate them niggas all these years before you was born, before I was born. Nobody investigated them niggas. But as soon as $8 million, look, he's under investigation. He's under investigation. Oh,
well, keep in mind,
breaking news, but
what's up?
it can wait until we move to the NBA segment. But I got breaking news.
Okay.
But yeah, so
But
go
ahead.
I want to like be honest though, man. Like, okay, like you said, Tennessee just avoided
Jared Vanderbilt and his 5 points and 4 boards a game this year. My bad. Go ahead.
Man.
My bad. Go ahead, bro. Go get it for real. This NIL shit, bro. That shit's crazy.
Hold on. I'm slapping some ass. Hold on.
There you go.
But yeah. Chris.
Yo.
Okay, $8 million.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is a college kid need with that?
I mean, he got hoes. Hoes ain't cheap.
Hoes aren't cheap. You're right.
I mean, you got cheap hoes, but I'm saying you want top-notch hoes, you gotta have some bread.
Right.
So, you know, all right, let's be honest. All right. $8 million on an NIL, because I'm not trying to pick on this kid. All right. $8 million, we talk about an NIL deal and knowing how new NIL is. That's going to raise a lot of eyebrows. All right, let's just be honest. Since we acknowledge the NCAA did everything they could to fight NIL in the first place, until the Supreme Court had to tell the NCAA that they're full of shit and these kids got to get some of this money compared to all the money y'all making. It makes no sense that everyone can make money except the workforce that's generating the revenue. You know? But damn, 8 million, bro. Like, and y'all was already on NCAA radar for recruiting and other violations, which I ain't gonna get into. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is recruiting violations from 2018 to 2020. All right, you just skated by a postseason ban, so that decision is barely a year old, and now you got this hanging over your head as the program. You know, now.
But hold on. Okay, stay right there. Stay right there.
All right.
Yeah. University of Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like what we did wasn't even as bad as, like, okay. We fucked bitches and won a championship.
Right.
Are y'all promoting gay? Like, in NCAA, these guys had sex with women and won a championship, and we get a title ban, but motherfuckers is fucking up money and cheating and recruit cheating and they get a little slap on the wrist.
Okay, just like when I just mentioned Harbaugh taking the San Diego job, which means any NCAA investigation that was pending in regards to his issues in Michigan, that investigation is dead because you can't investigate somebody. He legally.
If they investigate anybody, it's gonna be the fucking school. But he's done. He's good.
Yeah. Similar to the Pete Carroll situation in USC, all that shit with Reggie Bush, and he was able to skate off and just go coach the Seahawks, and you know what I'm saying. And they did what they did. But I mean, it's like you said, man. There's so many double standards, and there's so much vague language in the NCAA bylaws. Whether you're talking recruiting, whether you're talking your staffing, whether you're talking now NIL, transport portal, their language is so vague in a lot of their bylaws, okay? And they intentionally write it like that so they can pick and choose who they want to fuck with that they feel isn't quote unquote acting right. Okay. I'm not saying Tennessee's off the hook. I'm not absolving Tennessee of any impropriety, you know what I'm saying? Because this is gonna have to come into court, you know, but now we're talking about NCAA and antitrust issues and a whole mess of legal matters, okay, which could really put NIL in jeopardy. All right. So a lot of you college fans, you know, fans of college sports, okay, take heed, you know, check this portion of the show out and do the homework on this story and understand the implications that can be here, not just for Tennessee as a program. This could set precedent for NIL as a whole, because if the NCAA has its way, okay, they're going to want to put their stamp on NIL, and it's really going to reduce, at the end of the day, the compensation these kids fairly deserve. You know what I'm saying? What you got to say about that, 6ix9ine?
And that's not fair. Like I said, okay, the NCAA is double-minded.
Right.
And nothing goes good to a double-minded person.
Right.
And person, whatever you want it to be. And these guys are trying to let these guys live, man. Let them get their money, and they made you guys enough.
Plenty.
Like, literally. The NCAA's over 100 years. They celebrated 100 years, didn't they?
Yeah. Like, how much more money do you need? Well, I was like, well, the NFL needs more money. That's why they got Taylor Swift and all that bullshit.
But
you know what I'm saying?
It's like NCAA don't have a salary cap, though. So that money that they're making isn't going, like.
See, I'm glad you said that, because I think that's one of the things they're going to want to. If the NCAA has this way, they're going to want to put, like you said, a financial cap on NIL.
Yep.
Or as you said, it's basically will be a salary cap in college sports.
And if they, like you said, if they get their hands on it, they will do it.
Yeah.
Players, they gonna make it. These players, bench players, don't make this much. They gonna make this much, and it's just don't make college basketball not fun no more, man. Like it's already gonna mess up because kids is playing for the money.
Yeah, but it's everywhere. I mean, all major college sports are dealing with NIL, transfer portal. I mean, there are female field hockey players. Hockey players getting 6-figure NIL deals. Who the fuck's watching field hockey? Yeah, enough people. You see what I'm saying? So it's the whole college sports landscape. You know what I'm saying? Not just the big two major sports as far as football and basketball. That's obvious. But it's all going to filter down. You know what I'm saying? If the NCAA has its way and wants to try to use this court battle to put a cap, you know what I'm saying, on NIL, which legally circumvents the decision the Supreme Court has already made. The Supreme Court has already told the NCAA, y'all full of shit, let these kids get this money. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Right.
So there's a hell of a college human interest story for real, man. It's so much information to it, man. If you get the chance, check it out. And you know, we would love response, all right, to that one, for real, because that one's really been on our minds this last week. You know, speaking of college, just we already heard, you know, I got some hoops roundup I want to fuck with. So when I checked out, which I already had these games noted, and it was just so weird. I already had this shit in my notes. And then when I'm watching PTI today, they had Jay Billis in. And they were pointing out how top 10 teams are having a hard time on the road. And as long as Billis has been in the game, you know what I'm saying? He said he personally has never seen a season like this. There are so many top 10 teams. So we're talking UConn, Kansas, Carolina, Purdue, Kentucky. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Losing on the road. Top 10 teams in this year's top 10 in road games have a 24-28 record. Okay, and they're losing in a variety of ways. These are conference games on the road. Some of these were non-conference road games. Some of these were blowouts. Some of them were last-second wins. I know Georgia Tech, that last-second win against Carolina Tuesday night was an example of that. So, well, hold on, real quick. So with that, so we got a shitload of top 10 teams losing on the road. So from Saturday until last night, here's what I dug up. Kansas lost to West Virginia. Pitt lost to Duke. Sunday, Memphis, who was ranked 19th at the time, they lose to Tulane. Monday, you have 4th-ranked Houston losing to Texas. Tuesday, you got 3rd-ranked Carolina going down to Georgia Tech. And 5th-ranked, well, what do you know? University of Tennessee, ain't that a bitch? They lose to South Carolina. Now, South Carolina, they got back-to-back conference wins against ranked teams because they did just knock off UK 30, all right? So with that rundown right there, why do you feel top 10 teams are having such a hard time on the road this college basketball season? I need you to go get it.
Because the NCAA don't listen to me.
Well, we all know that.
when I say take the rankings away, that's what I mean. Because that people's eyes so ranked on, they're top 10. These teams are coming in with experienced players who've been there for years, 5th year, 4th, 3rd, anything.
Right.
And without them people, it's like I don't know how to explain it, bro. You got to get rid of them rankings, bro, because Tulane, I mean, like, I don't even think Kentucky's that good. I know 1 or 2 players on that team, but other than that, them boys can't play together.
They're a 10th-ranked team with 5 losses already.
Calipari, he's not a coach. He's a recruiter, like I've been saying for years. I've been saying this shit since he got hired, and I've seen his roster every year. I'm like, he's a hell of a recruiter, but he's not a coach.
PayPal, Cal.
You give Rick a team like he gets every year.
Banners.
Just say, come on now.
Banners. Conference. Banners. Elite 8, Final 4. Banners. NCAA title. Banners.
And it's like,
Bruce,
like I pointed out, our championship squad, only 5-star recruit on there was Wayne Blackshear.
So are you saying that you don't necessarily have to have 5-star top talent across the board to be successful in college basketball? Is that what you're saying?
Correct. And that's why these teams that aren't ranked are doing better than the teams that are.
It's so funny and cool you said that, because this motherfucker Bill, that is literally one of the points he made. And he used transfer portal as the example, all right? So you got smaller teams in big conferences or these mid-major teams. They're getting better quicker. The Blue Bloods, UK, Duke, Carolina, y'all can't recruit all these kids year after year. You know, that's how you can have an Iowa State, a Texas Tech, or look at the SEC,
right?
Traditional football power right now, all right? Yeah, you got Alabama and Auburn that are ranked in the top 25, and Georgia's looking like a solid at-large team right now, okay? So you talk about we talk about the transfer portal. You can build your roster and fill your needs quicker. You don't have to wait now for an entire freshman class to develop. You know what I'm saying? You pointed it out also, me picking it back off the point you made. those teams through the transfer portal are getting more, like you said, experienced kid. Austin Reeves. No one heard of Austin Reeves for real. He came out of Illinois State. Okay, but I heard the hype about him via the transfer portal. Looked his numbers up. Man, this kid filled it up. This kid's getting like 25, 27 a game. Okay, so you put a guy like that around better talent, quote unquote, and supposedly better coaches.
Right. Right.
But the point is, these programs are going to be able to rebuild faster via the transfer portal. You have so many talented kids from smaller schools because of the transfer portal that are now getting opportunities at big schools they normally wouldn't gotten. You know what I'm saying? Now, when Nebraska or Oklahoma, Kansas don't offer you a scholarship, you play it, okay, even a smaller school in that same conference, let's say at Iowa State, something like that, and you ball out. And then they have a key player graduate or go to the league, boom, you can fill that slot.
Right.
And then exposing yourself on a more national stage. Now, motherfuckers like me and anyone else watching college hoops, now we're learning these players. We're seeing who these guys are, and it's changing the entire college basketball construct, man. I fucking love it, man. Look, there's a couple of key games going into the weekend. ESPN has got a dope-ass triple header Saturday, man. And it's Houston, because I forgot Houston left the AAC. This is their first year in the Big 12. Lenardi is projecting the Big 12 as a conference, getting anywhere from 8 to 9 teams in the tournament. I don't know about that, but we'll see. But they got a big matchup with Kansas, okay, as far as the Big 12. Of course, UNC Duke, round 1, because they play each other twice a year. I still can't believe Duke's ranked 7th.
I don't see it.
Right. And speaking of Tennessee again, they got Kentucky. That's a 5-10 matchup. So with those 3 games,
Kentucky's 3 straight losses. Whew.
Hey. Between South Carolina Saturday and now, I don't want to say fluke is Florida State. I did actually catch the last part of the second half, so like the last 8 minutes of the second half, and then the overtime. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to Florida for that win. You know what I'm saying? But between those 3 games, you got 6 of the top 10 in action, all key conference games. It's gonna get ridiculous if you're a college hoops junkie, and even though Louisville's having a shitty ass season, we here at Out of Bounds Live still try to give y'all what we can as far as the college hoops rundown, things to look for, things you might want to take a peek at, and just like anything else, man, if you got something for us, hit us up. 6ix9ine, how you feeling, bro? What's really good? Man?
Breaking news.
What's up? Breaking news. Let's go.
Now let me get back. Breaking news. How do you want it, man? Okay.
Well, you know me, man. I like it raw.
NBA
Raw.
has fined the 76ers.
$75,000.
Okay, so I looked into it. I started doing some reading.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid hasn't played an away game at Denver since 2019.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, he's running from Jokic, of course, but he don't want Jokic at home and him to look bad.
Right.
Also, don't want to fuck up his average because he's not going to drop that many buckets on Jokic.
Right.
And I don't think Embiid's hurt. If you dropping 70 points, you ain't hurt. Well, like back in the day, like Shay said, how in the hell they all back Jordan, everybody back in the day, they played 79. He said 79 to 81 games a year, 82 games a year. Like they didn't miss like that unless you were with a season-ending injury.
Right.
And it's like these motherfuckers are soft, bro, and that's not right. That's cheating. Embiid wasn't on the list. He was not under injury or reserve or nothing. He was on the regular roster to start. and out of nowhere, in a blink of an eye, he's fucking in injury.
I seen a clip of the game where this injury took place. You know what I'm saying? You know it's the same knee he's had issues with for the same year. Okay. I'm not a doctor, even though I play one on TV. Not just playing. But but you know what I'm saying? I'm not a doctor, you know what I'm saying? But we know MV, particularly that knee, it's well chronicled. If it's a matter of, well, they didn't turn the injury in, report it in time, and the league wants to be petty and fine them, that's one thing. If they're trying to finagle their injury report and be fraudulent, that's a whole nother issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you brought up the NB situation because that can lead into for the NBA roundup. So they have instituted a minimum 65 game requirement for all individual postseason awards. So your MVP, your defensive MVP, your sixth man of the year, your your scoring champion, all that.
I'm glad they implemented that because it was at 20, wasn't it? Before that, I think it was 20 games, is what I read.
I feel like it would be more than 20. Maybe more
see.
like 45, 50.
Yeah, maybe.
But still, okay. But still, you talk about 65, okay, and then there's 82 games in the regular season.
Right.
Fuck. Off the top of the head, 67 and 82, so that's around what, 75, 80% of the total game scheduled they're requiring. The number one reason they're doing it is to cut down, quote unquote, load management, which I find ironically humorous because between teammates, coaching staff, medical staff, front office people, and the fucking league themselves, y'all have enabled load management for the good part of a decade.
Oh, I read it wrong. Okay. It says players are required to play 20 or more minutes in at least 65 games to be eligible. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And see, that's another thing. Even in those 65 games, it's a minimum 20 minutes per game on average. You know what I'm saying? And it's to curtail the load management, particularly when you talk about big stars, big games. These schedules are done a year or two in advance. The networks got to set up their advertisers and all that shit. And so let's say you got, okay, huge matchup, Western Conference. Let's use your guys. Let's use Denver and the Clippers. Two hot teams right now. I'm speaking of it. Okay, and so you go to the game. Okay, Kawhi Leonard's not playing. Paul George is not playing. Not because these guys are injured. My thing is, if you're injured, you shouldn't be at the game blinged up, dripped out. Saying stunting with your side bitch while your teammates are out there busting their ass. If you're injured, you should be at home.
Right.
You should be dealing with the medical staff and doing whatever you need to do to get yourself right and be medically cleared, be able to come back and contribute to the team. Okay. One of the things I caught Stephen A. said this morning about it, the pioneers and the trailblazers of the game. Okay. Yeah, as far as the old schoolers from the NBA. And them being able to lay down the foundation, but motherfuckers to get paid now. I mean, look at these player contracts, and we've talked about it before. A lot of that's got to do with the influx of network and advertising money.
Right.
The increase in revenue, particularly when it comes to live streaming. Okay, because cable subscriptions as a whole are down. So a lot of people are flipping their sports subscriptions to live streams, live feeds, things like that. And out of market games. You know what I'm saying? If you live in Colorado and yet you're a Celtics fan, there's still ways to watch the game. And all that money coming in. yet it's led to a spoiled and entitled NBA workforce. You got bum ass niggas.
Yeah.
It's bad enough when you pay all that money to go to a game and someone like Jokic or Paul George or Kawhi or Embiid or Giannis isn't playing, citing injury. Okay? You got bum ass motherfuckers doing the same shit. And I'm telling you I'm telling you what part of it is, Ant. These motherfuckers taking these opportunities for granted. They take the league, being able to play for the league, and the money they make and all the perks that come with it. They take that shit for granted. Dude, could you imagine that's you and me in the league? Like, okay, Jared Vanderbilt's 4-year, $48 million he got in the offseason. I'm going to average more than 7 points and 7 boards a game, even coming off the bench, to truly earn that money. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can get a small double. I can give you 12 and 10.
And since you want to talk about the Lakers,
yeah, let's do it because they're playing right now. Speaking of sitting out, LeBron and AD are sitting out and they're playing Boston. But go ahead, go get it.
On a 2-game losing streak,
bro. It's bad.
Your last 10 games, you guys are 5-5, so 50%.
They're 1 game below 500 total. They're 7-17 on the road. They have set a franchise record 5 consecutive games and given up 125 points or more. My bad, I don't mean to cut you off.
You guys are last in 3-point attempts.
Last. Which is funny because Darvin Ham at the beginning of the season said he wanted AD taking 6 threes a game alone. Which is stupid.
It's like LeBron. Okay, I want to touch base on LeBron. Posted a time clock on his hourglass on his Twitter.
I seen that shit.
And there's a couple ways he could be coming from that. Obviously, it means time's running out.
Yeah.
But is it running out for him leaving the Lakers? Is it running out for him retiring? Is it running out from him getting rid of some people on the Lakers? As in, like, I forgot they said it was like, 100 odd something people LeBron has gotten traded from different teams since he's been on the team.
Yeah.
It's weird. Some number. I heard it earlier. I just don't.
Right.
And
I wouldn't doubt it's 100.
Yeah, trades that he's done in the league. It might have been the same person twice, but it's 100 something number trades that he's obviously had a part of.
Yes.
Players and coaches. And it's like if AD ain't in the game, y'all losing. And if LeBron and AD ain't in there,
but shit,
they're giving up 140 points.
But shit, they're 1 game under 500, so even when LeBron and AD do play, they still losing. I mean, you're 9th place. You're losing regardless. Okay, and I'm telling you, those are pieces. That is not a team.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a team. And not only is it it's pieces that don't fit. Okay? Outside of LeBron, you don't have nobody dope at the wing when you talk about that small forward spot, which is
and y'all worse on the road.
7-17 on the road.
At home, y'all 17-8, but on the it's like y'all can't.
They are 7-17 on the road, and I can do if I tell you some of the shitty road losses they have. I mean, it's like in the conference alone, it's Golden State, and they suck. Golden State's horrible. This is also on Saturday on the road. You know what I'm saying? They got a road loss against Portland. I think a couple weeks back they had a really shitty Eastern Conference road loss.
And Portland's 6-20 on the road. So.
Right. You know what I mean? It's retarded. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, man. As far as something somewhat positive as far as the NBA, because I'm pulling it up right now. I want to run these standings by you real quick. You know, Thursday, 3 p.m. Thursday, y'all, mark it down. February 8th, next Thursday, 3 p.m. one of my favorite times of the year in all of sports, NBA trade deadline.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? I can't help it. I can't help it. When it comes to all the sports, I mean, few things excite me more than NBA trade deadline. All right? You got a team like Indiana. They're 7. You know, they make a nice move. They get Siakam a couple weeks back. The Knicks are playing good ball. Knicks done won like 8 straight.
Yeah, they only went 8 games, 9-1 last 10.
Right. Randall took a tumble last night. He's going to be out, they said, 2 to 3 weeks. I feel, because I'm pulling up the standings right now. All right, so here we go. So from 8-1 in the East, you got Orlando, Miami. Okay, fresh out a Rozier acquisition. They brought Halliburton back, but he's not 100%, so they don't put him back on injury reserve. But they're still holding a 6. Philly has slipped to 5. Cleveland's up at 4. The Knicks have moved up to 3. Bucks holding firm, of course, at 2, and then you got cocksucking ass Boston Celtics at 1.
Did you say the Bucks?
The Bucks are still 2 in the East. Still.
Speaking of the Bucks, go ahead.
All right, well, okay. And a real quick rundown of the West. You guys slipped to 4. Clippers went past you guys. Clippers
I know.
Okay, so from 8-1, you got Dallas, because Dallas has slipped. They were just the 6th seed barely 2 weeks ago. So Dallas, New Orleans, Phoenix, Sacramento, Denver, the Clippers, OKC, and Minnesota. I want to run this by you twice. I want to start in the Western Conference. Trade deadline Thursday next week, 3 p.m. Okay. As far as your top 4 teams, so we're talking you guys, Clippers, OKC, and Minnesota. Can you see anybody making a move? What needs do you feel need to be addressed and met? I need to go get it.
Like you talked about earlier, I would like to see the Nuggets trade Michael Porter Jr.
What do you want? What can you get for him?
I don't know who I want because I'm trying to think who's up for grabs.
Okay,
but
not necessarily a particular player if you can think of, but like
I want somebody else who's coming with that size.
Yeah,
6'10". I need another. He got to be tall. I don't want no guard. We don't need a guard. We got Murray. We need somebody to help Aaron Gordon and make their shots, not just be out there standing.
Right.
Because Caldwell Pope, he made us. He stepped in where he was. MPJ was missing off.
Yeah, especially at game 3, because I think that's the game him and Gordon simultaneously went off.
Right, but
when Gordon had that 20, what was it, like a 25-12 game or something like that?
Yeah.
5 or 8 from 3. But anyway, go ahead, get my bag, go get it.
Yeah. Like we need to get rid of him. I keep hearing this Lakers like D'Angelo Russell has played better since you guys threatened to trade him than he has 30 games prior to that.
Yeah, because that's the only time D'Lo really balls. Like D'Lo's gonna be up and down all year.
He's a big guard.
Yeah,
big guard. He's not small. And then like I told you, I heard something about the DeJounte Murray and him that trade.
I've been high on him for a few years. I think about his last year or 2 at San Antonio, and then I think it's his 3rd year at Atlanta with Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? I like him. I love him off pick and roll. I love him in the midi game. His spot up 3-point shots gotten better. I like him. I like DeJounte. It's DeJounte or DeJounte? I don't know how to.
DeJounte Murray.
Is it DeJounte? Okay, so John. I like him. I wouldn't mind. I mean, particularly at the guard spot. You're talking about between him and D'Lo. I would love to see that guy in the Lakers uniform, but it's not going to happen. How many times I got to remind these fuckers? Lakers have no cap space. Lakers have no trade assets, particularly as far as first round pick. The cupboard is bare. There's nothing in there. You know what I'm saying? Phoenix. Okay, they're heating up. Bradley Beal's healthy. They finally got games in with their big 3. They're up to the 6th seed. They are 8-2. They last 10. I love those last 10. What are you doing the last 10 games? They're 8-2. I think the Clippers, because I like Zubac. I hated the Lakers gave up on him so soon. I like him as a big. I'm thinking as far as the Clippers at third place, maybe make a move for a backup big, or if you can find a big that can stretch the floor a little more.
Right.
Okay. I would like for them to make that move. Uh, you talking about OKC hanging in second right now, and Minnesota at first. You got two All Stars because Big Pussy and Edwards got named to the Western Conference Reserves tonight for a free game on TNT before that Boston Lakers jump off. I think they need a veteran guy, and I'm always high on veteran guards. Okay, I don't know who's out there and what their cap issues is or what trade assets they may have in their cupboard, but if it's there, I think OKC, because they're a young team, they on the rise, but I think either them or Minnesota could use I mean, he's out the league, but if you remember Jamal Crawford,
Yeah.
a guy like that,
Right.
Particularly for not only getting buckets, getting deep. Bruce Brown, you're a guy who got traded to Indiana. I'm looking for somebody to make a move on him. I'm looking for somebody to make a move on him. You
He
talking
should have
about
never left us.
true,
But
get the bag.
yeah, I already say but to me, Bruce Brown ain't Bruce Brown starting. Coming off the bench was him doing his thing. That was nothing.
Now go ahead, go get my man.
I get what you're saying. Everybody always want a bigger bag. If you get an offer, I'm gonna take the bigger bag. Anybody would. But I'm saying like Bruce Brown shouldn't have left. I knew it was a money thing because Mike Malone said in the press conference, he was like, "This guy right here, Brucey, he's not going nowhere." Remember, he said it on live TV, but I knew that we wasn't gonna be able to pay him what he was deserved. He ain't worth it because that was just in the like.
Okay, look, he's okay on 2K. His bill will definitely be at 3-and-D wing guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he can guard from the 1 to 2 to 3. You talking about a perimeter stopper, which with all the scoring in the NBA, which we're gonna get in that in a minute. Particularly the 3-point shot. That's the guy who can help control that. All right, I like him. When you talk about a key guy off the bench, being able to get the bag off a championship team. I mean, Lakers gave Hachimura a 3-year, $54 million off his little playoff performance from last year, and he don't have a ring. You know what I'm saying? So you talk about like that and what do they call that mid-level max for a bench player? I mean, I think somebody's gonna make a move for Bruce Brown. Anybody that says they don't need a Bruce Brown and you're a playoff contending team right now and say you don't need a guy like him on the roster, whether it's off the bench or not, I know y'all fucking lying, all right?
Yeah, I would take a Bruce Brown back.
Got to shoot to the Eastern Conference, all right? So from 8-1, you got Orlando, Miami coming out of a 7-game losing streak. Like I said, Indiana, Philly, Cleveland. I told you yesterday, Cleveland is crazy hot. They are 9-1 out of the last 10. The month of February, they went 11-3. All right. Garland came back. Spider dropped 45 last night, and Garland came back, his first game back since the 19th, because he missed the Christmas game. Garland on his first night back dropped 20. So you talking about that backcourt back together. Here we go. Knicks at 3, Bucks at 2, Boston at 1. I know you got a lot to say about the Bucks. I'm gonna shut the fuck up for a minute. I need you to go get it.
Doc Rivers is the NBA version of Mike McCarthy. He got one 3 years ago.
He called that nigga Mike McCarthy. I mean, if you're going to compare coaches in different sports, that's the perfect analogy, bro. All right, my bad. Go get it.
Like, Doc Rivers. Fuck Doc. Like I said, with 100+ years. Fuck Doc Rivers, okay?
Bruh.
Doc Rivers, I'm going to tell you why he got the job. And it took me to listen to Shannon Sharp to understand.
Okay.
Doc Rivers got friends. Doc Rivers plugged in. Doc Rivers know people, and that's why he got that job.
So
Because
Doc Rivers is plugged in. So what? Doc Rivers work with the cartel too? Like,
either that or he's a snitch, and they got to keep him in.
but I'm saying, like, everybody's plugged into the cartel but us.
Man,
Like, damn, now my
and
bad.
then
Go
here's
get it.
another thing I want to touch base on. Like,
Yeah.
as far as the NBA, bro, like Doc, like, okay, how can I put it, bro? We was talking about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Doc Rivers, he's not. You fucked up doing that to that coach, because now it's like a job security thing, like a trust thing. Like now you're gonna have coaches thinking like, well, I'm not gonna take this program too serious. You fuck around, just fire me, even if we win it.
Right.
You know, that's a bad look for the NBA and the coaching staff. It's just a bad look, man. That guy, no, man, he didn't do nothing wrong, man. Like we talked about earlier, he's a grown man. If I tell you getting the 2-3 switch, zone, everything, blah blah, and you don't do it, that's my fault as a coach. Like, you don't just fire. Like we talked, you don't do that, man. That's not a stable. Like that's fake, man. That's messed up. What was his record? Like 13. He was 33.
Okay, so Doc didn't make his actual coaching debut till Monday night. They lost that game, and then losing to Portland last night.
They was 31 and 15.
31 and hold on. Yeah,
16.
They're 32 and 16 now. I think they were like, well, they would be 30 and 15.
See,
30 and 15.
Well, they got 2 wins under Doc.
No, they got 2 losses. They lost their first 2 games because
so that'd be 32 and 15, 32 and 14.
16. I'm looking at it. 32 and 16.
I'm saying they won 2. They already had 2.
Yeah. No, I misunderstood what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, and it's like, why are you firing him? Talking about it was locker room complications and like shit like that. Like what? Giannis, like that's like Giannis's brother. Like he does not deserve a spot in the NBA. I mean,
that nigga's weak.
He's weak. Like he did one good thing, and he gets hype about everything he do.
He's even weak on the game, bro. He's even weak on 2K, which we gonna get into that in a minute.
I didn't even know he was on 2K.
Yeah, but I'm saying that nigga's weak. He's just big.
Yeah.
He don't have a skill set. He's just big. Responding to what you got to say, man, and I felt so stupid. As soon as I got off the phone with you, I was like, oh wait, I remember Milwaukee's old coach. So Mike Budenholzer. So this is where it starts. You fired the coach. Now I understand. Last year was an embarrassment. You weren't just the one seed in the East. You were the overall number 1 seed, meaning all series in the postseason are home, including the finals. And you lose to a play-in team A seed. I understand it was embarrassing. Yet to fire Mike Budenholzer, okay, and they had their issues with him, but at the end of the day, this man's only 2 years removed from a chip. Imagine Budenholzer with the Dame Dollar move the Bucks front office made. Okay. So you fire the championship coach. You elevate an assistant while within your organization, still no prior head coaching experience. No head coaching experience. Defensive numbers have dropped off. No doubt. Okay. Yet Milwaukee is still second in the East. I'm looking at the standings. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 12 other teams that wish that they were second in the East right now.
And you fired the coach that was there for that.
2. What I'm talking about, countering your point. The point you made. Well, I don't want to say counter. I'm saying I concur. You pointed out the lapses in defense as this springboard to get rid of Adrian Griffin. All right. Was watching the NBA today. Tim Legler. I've loved that guy as far as the NBA analyst for real. Unlike a lot of the guys, particularly ESPN's NBA coverage, words, I don't feel he really has an agenda. He just tells it like it is, especially X's and O's. And he's showing the deficiencies in Milwaukee's defense. It has nothing to do with Adrian Griffith. It has to do with things like your center, Brook Lopez, coming out 35 feet away from the basket to deal with a high ball screen. You're dealing with horrible weak side rotation when you're talking about dribble drive opportunities, okay? And that weak side help not, you know what I'm talking about, Ant. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people going to lose us because we get into the X's and O's. And it's a testament to your point. Okay?
Yeah.
It is a grown man's responsibility to play defense. I can implement this system as a coach. We can practice it, run it till the cows come home. When the lights come on and the people fill them stands, it's y'all fucking job to do
it. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I'm
just saying, how many times have we talked about, no matter what the sport is, at some point, X's and O's is not all that can matter. At some point, it's got to come down to effort.
I'm giving you the blueprint, but the construction workers is doing it. And I drew up the architectural work, but
the architectural work, I like that.
But y'all build it. So it's like I can tell the Mexicans what I want on my roof, but they the ones doing it.
Right.
And they're gonna do it fast.
Right.
But it's like in the NBA, you can't raise a man, first of all.
Mm-hmm. This ain't college.
You damn for sure ain't gonna be able to tell a man what to do, and especially if he don't like you. You know what I mean? Like, it's at the end of the day, I hope he get another job,
mm-hmm.
and he fucking smashes the Bucks for that, man. Like,
look, get back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, in sports, I love that shit.
Yeah, it's messed up, man. And
well, I mean,
hold on. Let me scrub my eyes. Hold on, Chris.
Yeah, no, you good.
I smoke. Hold on.
I
got 20/20 vision.
You do.
But what the fuck do they see in Doc Rivers that, bruh.
See, right here, I got you. I can take over a little bit. See, right now, you're going to have a whole lot of motherfuckers. First thing out their mouth, me and you here. But why you hating on a brother like Doc? Man, don't pull that don't pull that bullshit with us. Like, everybody that's black is not a brother. You know, let's just get that out there. As a general rule, all right, we talk about dealing with black people in America. Now, specifically Doc Rivers, I ain't got no problem saying it. So let me get this straight. This is what Milwaukee's front office has done. You fired a coach that won you a championship just 2 years ago. Well, technically now going into 3 years. Okay, but they fired him last year. So 2 years removed from a championship. Yeah, I know it sucks you blew it in the first round. Fine. Knee-jerk reaction. Fire the coach. So you get rid of the coach. You bring in a new coach. Yet it's the players that won't play defense. Yet it's the new coach's fault that you brought in because you fired the championship coach in the first place. So new coach gets you to second place in the East. Defensive numbers have dropped off. You make a big splash. You land dang dollar. You fire Adrian Griffith for fucking Doc Rivers, who's got more. I'm telling you, that guy is the coaching cat of the NBA. That guy's got 9 fucking lives, okay? Yeah. And I mean an old fat orange tabby alley cat ass motherfucker, okay?
No, it's not Rivers we talking about.
It's fucking. This man has four.
Come on, Paul Pierce. Come on, Rondo. Yeah.
Okay, look. Go back and watch that entire if you could watch that entire 08 final series against Kobe and Powell and the Lakers. Yeah. That should have been another repeat because they turn around and beat them the next year in 09. Bruh.
And 10. They won 10. Lakers had.
Yeah, that should have been Kobe's second three-peat.
Yeah.
Like, real talk. And would have tied MJ for 6 of them. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Lakers, Doc didn't out-coach nobody. Boston basically they basically coach themselves on the floor. I'm not gonna knock Ray, Pierce, and KD. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when I think about coaching moves, I'm not gonna put none of Boston's success that
On
year.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah, because you turn right around with the same squad and you got a rematch. I mean, other than the one or two bench players, it's essentially the same rosters and got slapped. I think they lost 4-2. Man, get the fuck out of here. Listen.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here in front like I didn't play with the Celtics on the game when I played niggas. I mean, they had Rondo, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen.
Rondo. And a hell of bench.
Who was the I remember they had
Big
Baby
Perk.
Davis.
Big Baby, Big Perk.
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins.
They had a shooter.
Scalabrine.
Brian Scalabrine. That's my guy.
I used to play with them niggas, man.
Brian Scalabrine fucking
rule.
But it was a good squad.
Yeah.
But I think that was more of a case of that squad winning that chip and not necessarily the coach. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to the subject matter. Where was I at? Oh yeah, fuck Doc Rivers. Because look, Milwaukee is a front office. Okay. Because me and Ant, we're not just breaking down the moves and shit. We really trying to profile the front office of Milwaukee and deal with the psychology of this shit. Why in the fuck did you fire Mike Budenholzer in the first place? As far as I'm concerned, knee-jerk reaction to losing in the first round last year.
Yep.
Okay. You 2 years removed from a championship, you fired a guy that got you there. All right, you want to promote from within? You know what I mean? I'm cool from promote within. Here comes Adrian Griffin. Okay. I feel as a head coach, it is not a good position to be your first coaching job when you're talking about possible championship pedigree like Milwaukee, because the pressure's on.
All right.
You know, as a first-year coach, so let's look at the Eastern Conference. All right, so when you talk about 8 through 5, you're looking at Orlando, Miami, Indiana, Philly. One of them jobs, fine, cool. This is the Milwaukee Bucks. They got a 2-time MVP. They got a defensive MVP. They got a league MVP named Giannis Antetokounmpo. The man has won a chip and he's hungry. He's trying to get back there. You make a big splash with the trade in Dame Dollar. Now you got a backcourt finisher. Definitely a piece the Bucks have been missing the last couple of years. Okay? Yet, this coaching carousel. And y'all went through all this to come to Doc Rivers? Doc Rivers is going to bail you niggas out? Bro.
Speaking of Rajon Rondo, I know he got money because he's a 2-time NBA champion, 4-time All-Star. He got plenty of money. 3-time assist champion.
No, he's made plenty of money. We don't know what the fuck he do with it. Like, you can't lease a Tesla, can you?
Nah.
Okay, all right. Well, he was pulled over in the Tesla.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. As of 2 days ago, Forbes.
Net worth.
Rajon Rondo has a net worth of $45 million.
There you go. All right. Which would be more than enough money to buy getting out of this domestic violence beef and now this new gun charge. That nigga has some gummies on him for real.
He's not even retired either.
No, technically he hasn't filed his retirement papers with the league. He's just unsigned.
And okay, Rondo. So I'm looking at it now. His NBA salary, his career earnings is $117 million.
Yeah, he blew through all of that, a good chunk of that. You say he still got 45 left?
Yep.
All right, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I'm not high on Milwaukee's front office and these coaching decisions. You fire Budenholzer, you bring in Adrian Griffin. He only gets you to second place. Defense can be fixed.
Yeah, it can.
Because the springboard of the whole Doc Rivers situation is, as far as our conversation was, this knee-jerk reaction and they're dropping defensive numbers. Defense can be fixed. I don't care who's coaching.
Right.
I'm not convinced. Okay, the front office of Milwaukee cannot convince me, let alone you, and I think a lot of people who check us out who just got common fucking sense, even with the drop in defensive numbers, their front office cannot convince me this was the right move because you already fired your championship coach, so I already don't trust your judgment.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Pattern of behavior. If Milwaukee had won that chip, and let's say 4 straight seasons of early postseason exits, then you have a point.
Right.
Y'all were only 2 years removed from that chip when they got put out Miami last year. Okay, I don't trust their front office. Their front office cannot convince me that this was a good move when you've already fired your championship coach, and then the coach you replace him with still gets you to second place in the East. And all this coaching drama going into All-Star break. But Doc Rivers is the guy to fix it. Are you buying it?
No.
I'm not buying it at all, man. I'm not buying it at all. You know what I'm saying? Yo, 6ix9ine. This was a help. Who that is? Is that Ron?
That's his mug shot.
That's his mug shot. Looking all like BG when he got released and shit. No, shout out to the homie BG for real, man. Like, real talk. That's my nigga. I literally just banged Chopper City. Chopper City, okay, so as far as classic throwback Cash Money, Chopper City is still like my favorite Cash Money album. You know what I'm saying? Not his sequel, Chopper City in the Ghetto. I mean the original Chopper City. That will always be my favorite Cash Money album. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird how Rondo kind of looked like BG in that weird way, and it just reminded me of that. So I gotta shout out BG, man. Yo, you think this Cash Money reunion is gonna happen? Because Wayne said he ain't fucking with it. He's froze. No, don't be froze. He's froze, man. He's froze. So hopefully, look, man. I hope we can get that tied up real quick, man. Because I gotta get his word. I gotta get his word on that one, man. Me personally, I think Wayne's full of shit, and I think it's kind of lame. Lame. Let's see if we can get him back. You know, I personally, you know, what I'm saying, because I've been bagging, you know, some of the newest shit he's dropped since he's been out. I mean, I hate this nigga still on house arrest. I love he's still trying to get some music out there. You know, lyrically, I feel like he need to update it a little bit, but you know, he got that classic BG swag and that New Orleans drawl and that flow, man, and some of the beats, man, on these newer projects. I've really been like, damn, you know, these tracks are bangers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hang out for a minute or two, see if 6ix9ine can hop back on real quick. So, for right now, though, I am getting my parting shot. You know, and for right now, you know, as a sports junkie, a big deal for me is NBA trade deadline. I am beyond frustrated of the peril and despair that the Laker organization is in, not just as far as the players and the record, you know, things in the locker room, things in the front office, some questionable moves that doesn't give the Lakers a lot of wiggle room to try to make any moves going into the trade deadline. Too much of LeBron trying to play GM. This team is not a team; it's just pieces, and a good portion of these pieces really don't fit, particularly as far as supporting cast. Lakers got one of the worst benches in the league. I don't care. You know, their bench production is not postseason worthy, especially with an aging LeBron. LeBron is 39 years old, and while as a physical specimen, he's in better shape than people half his age. You know, the toll on his body is there. I mean, he has sustained more injuries in the last season or two than probably the last, 15, 16 seasons put together, in regards to his resiliency and his durability, as a physical specimen. Uh, these are really dark times for the Laker organization. And like we pointed out earlier, seeing the Clippers on the rise, third in the standings, two guys on the All-Star team in reserve role, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi's having a career year field goal percentage wise, over 50% from the field. They finally get to move out of my Lakers house at the end of this season. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? But it is dark times for the Lakers organization. And I'm not just thinking about this season. I am thinking about the future. Between LeBron and AD's huge contracts, there's really no way to trade those away and get that money freed up. And it's just a matter of time before. Long story short, Lakers suck now. They're about to suck even more, and they're going to suck for a while because I do not expect AD to stay beyond this 3-year extension he just signed. I did not expect LeBron James to come back and play a 22nd NBA season next year. So with the Lakers organization, now more than ever, they have to start addressing these issues. Okay, and having concrete plans to restore the Laker organization back to glory. It's time to get back to that chip for real, all right? So look, Suck 6ix9ine, B got cut, or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Hope everybody have a good remaining rest of the week going into the weekend. Lots of hoops. There are still plenty of hoops action between college and the NBA. We got to fit in a women's college hoop segment soon. All right, we got to get it in. Lady Cards, they got some really tough conference games coming up. I think 6 of their next 7 against ranked opponents. Iowa and Caitlin Clark, the crazy run she's on last week. South Carolina, LSU, and Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy game that was. We got to figure out a way to show the lady hoops some love. Okay, on Out of Bounds Live, and hopefully soon. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, between time, it's your man Chris. Big Apocalypse. See what's going on with my Lakers and sucking, you know what I'm saying? With AD and LeBron sitting out taking on Boston. So, all right, y'all, we are out. The YouTube live link will be posted soon. If you couldn't check us out, man, come hang out with us on the replay. All right, let your friends, your foes, the people you love, and even your haters, okay, let them know. Out of Bounds Live, okay? Unforgiving, unrelenting, unforgiving, unfiltered, all right? Real sports talk for the real sports fans. Come run with the squad, baby. All right, the motherfucking fans y'all love to hate. 1.